And welcome back to TS Powerline, guys. Don't cut this out, y'all. It's been great. About how Kai was like, oh man, here, go have fun, kids. But today...
He never did make friends.
Yeah, he never did. He basically did the Seto Kai event where he didn't have friends. And he had that one kid follow him around all the time.
You know you
He
have a deck profile to do, buddy.
I am more Kumo.
Let's go.
Yeah, more Kumos and stuff. Soon to be 2.0 in next month when the new stuff comes out. Because you don't have to clone your rear guards anymore. You can just clone the strides. What? Yeah, strides. Fun.
Call things from hand and clone.
Call things from hand and clone. So first off, this is a Yasuie build. Because Yasuie is fun and I don't have the dueling dragon stuff yet. Steve getting robbed. Again.
Team Rocket.
So your main grade 3 is Yasuie. Obviously at 4. Clones rear guards. If they live in this control meta, you know, not gonna happen. That fell on the floor.
It's your card, so whatever you want, bro.
Quick, light it on fire.
That means Steve's store will be on fire.
You don't know what's been on the floor.
Right now, for this build, it's the alternate grade 3 that if you ever drive tech or rear guard on your field, you can bottom deck that unit, give something plus 4K,
We know
and then you draw a new card. So you don't run out of cards that you
And
clone.
that's why Steve is replacing this card for you.
I really want to like throw all the cards into the table. Not like they mean anything. So that's it for the grade 3s. Only playing 4. Should be playing more. I mean, 7. Should be playing more. Now we go into the second grade 2. The first grade 2, which is a 4 of, because if you clone it and you have if there's 2 of them on the field, you can return them both to the deck and get a grade 3. So if you don't have a grade 3, you can just use this to get it. And there's a lot of things that can let you well, there's one thing that lets you clone, but it's fun. It gives you multi-attacks. All I'm saying is you two just compared box size and Terrell still winning. Sky Knight.
I'll explain that one to you later. I don't want to get a sub.
Sub. But there's no subway around here. Okay, so right now the dual weapon, the Stealth Dragon, is the Shadow Switch, bitch. If you don't hit, you can sack him and clone a grade 3 on your field. It's kind of useful when you're doing like multi-combos later.
I'm seeing a shop qualifier picture. It's a guy with a great face. And apparently the shop playing that has a cock on it.
3 of the grade 2 for Yasuie. Mostly because it needs a Soul Blast, and this deck can't really afford the Soul Blast sometimes.
That looks like he's
Kinda hurts. Especially when you need to Soul Blast 2 for Shikaraku Buster.
Mexico is just like Florida.
And you can also attack in the back row as long as you're on Yasuie.
Filled with Cubans.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. He can, if he doesn't hit, you give a unit plus 2 and then he will countercharge
a lot
one.
of people from Puerto Rico.
It's not that great.
Like you get
Honestly, I want to lower it, but it makes better. It makes good numbers sometimes.
I think they play the Japanese cards, don't they?
No,
For the gray ones,
Depends.
or a Bora card, 3 of
I was
because it lets you clone your units early.
Getting these cards. It's weird.
So like I was saying about that grade 2 earlier, you can clone that grade 2 to get you a 3.
And cheaper than we are.
And this deck doesn't really care. Most of your grade 1s are just stride enablers, perfect guards, and the charcoal fox, because the charcoal fox lets you hit good numbers if it lives the game to play.
Another reason why not, because one of my cousins.
4 on flip perfect guards, just to get the counter blast back. And then 4 charcoal fox. Every time it's placed on the field, if it's placed on the field, you choose up to 4 copies of himself, and they get plus 2. So when you clone it, you end up giving 4K to all of them when it's placed by cloning.
I mean,
And 4 stride enablers. Because striding is good.
for like cards
Yeah,
anyway.
strides.
That's what they have the major
Okay, now we're going to the triggers.
regionals and stuff.
4 heal,
Magic.
obviously, because heals are meta now. This deck's getting a fun G guard later that it lets you bottom deck the units you guard with that are grade 3 or lower. It helps when you want to. It lets you put triggers back. That's really nice. This deck always had a problem with like deck out. I almost want to play like 6 draw when that happens because this deck does not get hand as it should. Because like there's so many things in this meta that retire, and you don't honestly want the crits. You just want to like get them to high damage and try to finish them off with Yasuie Tenma.
New Jersey?
4 of the Yasuie crit,
Small country towns and stuff.
because you're playing a Yasuie deck. You might as well have the crit that can go into the soul. If you want to gain some hand, you can always call it and clone it with Yasuie's effect, and then suck them all in. So you
That's
drew
different, though,
3
'cause-
cards. You drew 3 cards for free
You're
there.
thinking of Rochester,
But then you
they-
take your crits out of
Rochester
your deck and
is
you
the
just
reason
cry
why
slowly.
Weiss is big there. It's because Hammer
For the other
Throw
crit that goes
Hammer
into
Throw
Soul,
is one
because
of the
again,
really
this deck
anime
has Soul problems for
shops
most of
in
its effects.
The US.
Okay.
3 draw right
Hammer
now.
Throw gets a bunch of stuff.
And then I'm
that's
also playing one
basically
stand.
exclusive to them.
The one stand is just because I'm trying
They
to
are
test it
like
out
the
for like
anime
effects
shop.
and everything, but the draws help
They
too much.
really don't count. Although
And
Millennium
starter.
is also in Rochester, which is
What is
also a
it,
pretty
Feather
big
Crow?
card shop. Because
Crow
I've been to,
feathers.
like, Magic events.
His effect is you can rest it, return a unit from the drop zone to your bottom of your deck. If it has Shadow Stitch, you Shadow Stitch? Yeah, Shadow Stitch. You choose one of your units and it gets +3. It's a really good starter, especially for a deck that wants to have the copies of things in its deck.
It's
Okay,
basically
now for the
Mexican.
strides.
Rochester is on the like.
One of your best strides. Yes, Shikaraku Buster. Clones a unit on your field, and then it gets drive check ability. It's the first battle. Pretty good. Clone your Vanguard while it's a grade 3. Or you can clone your grade 3 Vanguard name and call it from the deck. And then you twin drive.
Charge it. That's why I put it up.
So much better than a restanding Vanguard. I think this is the one deck where they gave it a restanding Vanguard and it just could not help carry the weight. That's a cool restanding Vanguard though. 2 Yasuie Temas because if they live, there's no way you're ever going to do it again considering how many counterblasts it needs for the attacks. So you only really need 2 just to do the effect once. 2 Oni BB Rider. Not sure if I pronounced that right. I'm going to try to butcher all the hard names. Hello, Eric. His effect is when he's stridden, choose a card from your hand, call it to the rear guard. It gets +2k and then can attack from the back row. That helps when you're playing with Yasuie because you can just call cards and then clone them.
Is it pronounced only BB right?
It says radar on it, but it's short rider.
I look like a rider. Ambush Demon Stealth Robe, Kagamashi. Pronounced that wrong, probably. Oh, that's not it.
Probably sure it's Kakami.
Wrong card there. Anyway. When units are placed on the field, if there's already a copy of them out, that unit gets +2k and can also attack in the back row. For the first version of Yasuie, it was really good. Especially like, since like the old stuff, you don't have to worry about soul, and your best combo is you just clone your starter, call 2 of them, Soul Blast, check the top 3, call a new card, and you just have you added 10k shield to your hand for free. It was fun. I prefer that. I sometimes prefer that build than this one because this build feels like it's trying to like beat yourself. 2 Hamaru Rider. Counterblast 2, flip its copy. After he attacks, return 3 units on your field with the same name to the bottom of the deck, and then you restand. Oh, it also shuffles when you return those cards, so if you want to put triggers back, you can do that. But then again, when you're doing what you should be doing and returning units,
You want to re-sleeve it?
you have to shuffle, and now you have 3 non-triggers back in your deck, and then you just cry yourself to sleep.
I was just checking ratios.
2 Shiranui.
Believe it or not.
Shiranui's for there for the clone control matchups when they kill your cards, and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to clone. Ride. Call a grade 3.
Ancient Vanguard.
Call your grade 3 from the deck, that's your Vanguard,
It's the exact same. Those are the same.
to the Rifu, to the field.
Match.
You're basically using it for that effect, not for the part where you can add the 3 back to your hand.
I'm surprised it's
You're doing it just so if you have no field, you can call a 3 back. And then you clone it with Yasuie. Pretty good. I approve. Now for the G-Guards. Since there's only 4 left, we're just going to spread them out like this. Playing 1 Screw. Screw's probably going to change to Dismal, just because you can protect rear guards, but the 10k shield matters sometimes.
My suggestion was playing 6.
And then it's just these 3. This one clones a grade 1 or greater. I honestly don't like this one that much. It has to be grade 1 or greater. You can't move like triggers on the field to the guard circle and everything.
That's Sanctuary
You
Guard
can't
right
clone
there.
triggers. It's not that great. I mean, you're only gaining like,
The Sanctuary
you're not
Guard-
even gaining power. You're just gaining power for the unit. You're getting shield because you're calling an extra unit.
Grade 2s,
And then they go back to the bottom of the deck.
You really can't.
This one's actually a lot better than that
Yeah,
one.
against Sanctuary Guard,
When it's
like,
placed, you choose one of your rear guards, move it to the Guardian Circle, it gets 5 shield. And then you search for up to 1 copy of it from the deck, and then you put it into the guard circle,
Technically,
and
there's
then
a
your deck
better late
shuffles.
game, but Sanctuary Guard could
So if you did the other G guard earlier, the new one that lets you return grade 3 or lower to the bottom of your deck after you guard with them,
You could play a Geocross.
it would actually be pretty useful, this
Or
G
you
guard.
could
So
play Chrono Jam.
I'm probably gonna end up cutting this one to like none and put in the new one,
One
and
is
then
fun.
this is just gonna be a 1-of as a tech.
One is also massive.
And that's it. It's my Murakumo deck, guys.
Same thing for Chantry.
I actually feel like miscounted this, and I shouldn't. I should have 15 right now. 1 second. 1, 2, 3,
Vanguard
4,
deck
5,
is
6, 7,
more
8,
expensive.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 15. And then the last spot is just for Seabreeze, because Seabreeze is not a bad tech for
I
it,
know,
so
the guy from Michelle.
might as well.
Did we ever pay Michelle?
See you next time, guys.
Yeah. Alright. That's I remember the longest time. It was like,